Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Adawach, with us double honors unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, this is the book of Judges, chapter 2, titled Israel's Disobedience. 2. And an angel of Yahweh came up from Gilgal to Bochim and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt, and have brought you unto the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land, so make partnership with them. Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have ye done this? Wherefore I also said, I will not drive out them from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their gods shall be a snare unto you. And it came to pass, when the angel of the Lord spake these words unto all the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept. They started crying because they was like, yeah, you're right. And they called the name of that place Bochim, and they sacrificed there unto Yahweh. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance to possess the land. And the people served Yahweh all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of the Heavenly Father, that he did for Israel. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Heavenly Father, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath-Herath, in the Mount Ephraim, on the north side of the hill Gaash. And also all the generation were gathered unto their fathers. And also all that generation were gathered unto their fathers. And there arose another generation after them, which knew not the Heavenly Father Yahweh. So they wasn't very interested in him neither, you know? Because of course everybody knows about Yahweh, but just like nowadays, nobody really knows the Lord like that. They have heard about him. You know, some of them say Yehovah, some of them say Yahweh, some of them say Joshua or Yeshua or whatever like that. They don't know Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, which is his son, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. So basically they didn't know about him like that. They haven't heard stories, nothing. All the old generations, most likely, that died away with their stories. Just like how you have the new generation nowadays, they don't know about Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua. They don't know about the Lord, because back in the 90s and 70s and stuff like that, Jake was very religious, you could say. Yes, even though they was worshiping basically the Caesar Borgias and just going to church, they were still spiritual people and they would teach their children. But then the industrial generation popped up, basically the industrial movement, or you could say, when everybody was just too busy with work. Because back in the days, you know, Jakes had farms and land, would farm the land and all that type of stuff, or was not as, and if they was in the city, they was not as busy with working as how they are nowadays. Back in the days, you could have a family of 15 children, one wife, because that's what they had most of the time. 15, 16 children, 11, 12, 10, you know, and then you could just feed your family and stuff like that off of just the capabilities that was there in those days. But nowadays everybody is more advanced and people have actually more money, but some of them struggle to feed like 2 kids, 3 kids, 3 children. That's already hard for them. So that shows you that Esau, he made it hard by making the money worthless and eating up your time more. So yeah, think about it. You have like your children, how much do you see them? How long do you see them every day from Monday to Friday? You see them about 4 hours every day. In the morning, of course, you send them to school, 8 o'clock until 1600, which is 4 o'clock, you know. Some might go until 1500, which is 3 o'clock. And then you pick them up. And then, for example, let's say you pick them up at 1500. And then around 1600, you're home. Maybe earlier, Then you have them for like, you see them for an hour now. So it's 1600 now. And then you have only like, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours left before they need to go to sleep at 2000. So that's 8 o'clock. So, sorry, from 1600 till 2000, basically you have them. So from 4 o'clock afternoon until 8 o'clock at night. Then they gotta go to sleep to rinse and repeat the same day for 5 days, Monday and to Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, you're asleep because you're tired from working the whole week. And now who's raising them? The television. Or they go play outside. Nowadays they don't often play outside as they used to do back in the days. But yeah, so the point is you can't really be busy with your children as you were supposed to. And raise up your children. Esau does the raising for you. He waters us, he feeds us, he clothes us, and he houses us. He polices us. He houses us, clothes us, feeds us like cattle, and waters us. But all that type of nonsense. Deuteronomy 28 shows you that. For all the want of all things we shall serve our enemies. Right, so Judges chapter 2, verse 11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Balaam, which is Baal. It says Baalim, but it's Baal, as you can see here. Baalim. Hebrew 11:6-8, which is Baal. That's where you get Beelzebub from and stuff like that, which means Lord. It's Baal, which is Baal, which means Lord. Supreme male divinity of the Canaanites. The Phoenicians are the Canaanites. There's not two different people because the Phoenicians, Greeks. Is the Greeks called the Phoenicians Canaanite? The name Canaanite is attested many centuries later. So that shows you that they never called themselves that. Sorry. Right, it says here, as the edonym of the people later known to the ancient Greeks from circa 500 BC as Phoenicians. So it says here, let me see, found it. Yeah, they did not call themselves that. It came from the word phoenix, which is purple people, because why? Because the Phoenicians were the ones that actually had the purple dye, the high-priced purple dye. And so they started to call them basically purple people. You might speculate that they were so dark they looked purple. Yeah, but that's not it. The main reason why they called them the purple people is because they had the purple dye, which they made from the Phoenician dye, for example. Check this out. Phoenician dye. Murex shells. Tyre, because this is Tyre. You had Tyre and Sidon. They called them Tyrians. Right? And then they had the purple dye that they made from this Myrmic shell. They could make these things. These type of colors is what they made. So their traffic and traveling skills were very high level. Here, let me see. Tyre? No. Was it Tyre? And let me see something. Sorry. I think it was Tyre here. Yeah. This was their traveling routes that they had, which they brought the purple Phoenician expansion. This is what it's talking about in the book of Ezekiel chapter 28. When you read it as normal, but if you read it in a prophetic way, this is talking about Esau. Modern day, the modern day king of Prince of Tyrus is Esau. Because it says here, behold, Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. He was very proud. And what was his traffic? This. He had the ships of Tarshish, which were Japhetic people working for him, just like how you have Esau right now, and then he has all these heathen nations working for him. Because where do you think that this comes from? Where do you think that this comes from? It's from the Ishmaelites. And this is a man-made thing here. That's why it's so empty here. Because it used to be, well, you always had the sure desert here, but here you had the plants, you know, trees actually. Wait, I'm gonna show you an example. Right, so this is the example, you know. This is a place where you have here all these forests and stuff like that, and of course houses here. But here you have the desert, and it has a desert, like a desert line. But that's not here, but that's another, this is another place. But this is just for an example of what I meant. Right, so and how much money goes through the Suez Canal per day? How much money does the Suez Canal make daily? It could make daily like 9 point, let me see something on it. This is the year, but daily per day. Yeah, 15 million, the 13 million euros a day daily. So they're making a lot of money over there with them Arabs and stuff like that, you know. That's the same thing that the ancient prince of Tyrese, the HAMITE, the Canaanite, was doing. You know, but nowadays Esau, his traffic is what? Jeffrey Epstein status type things. You have you know, human trafficking, that to children. You have all these type of things, everything, you know. He makes a lot of money by his traffic. He figured out that, you know, killing babies is a multi-millionaire type of business thing. You know, so-called black hair. Is a $1 billion thing. US is missing out on billions from the black hair care thing. Let me see. The black hair care industry generates billions, but the US is missing out on the market because why? They buy Chinese hair, they buy East Indian hair, all that type of stuff, you know? And a lot of those races, when they come to America, they open up so-called store for black people. So-called, most of the time black females. Because they're the only ones that are buying hair like that. Like $1 billion type business for these heathen nations. $2.5 billion and stuff like they're built on racism. Because they make you think that you're ugly. And then therefore, so they basically is built on racism of self and self-hate. Their racism and of course your self-hatred. And then they make billions off of you. And that is what the scripture has always said. You know, Jeremiah 25:14. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds. So they're going to pay for it. But the fact that you're so stupid that you keep on pushing that garbage, you know, it just shows, man. Like, these people need a leader, man. Our people need a leader. They can't figure stuff out for themselves. Anyway. And according to the works of their own hands. So you gonna pay, making money off of our people. The Lord's people, I should say. You know, first and foremost is the Lord's people, and of course it's our people second. But yeah, I'm still offended, and I want you to pay, and you will. So I'm glad about that. Right, so they get it from the murex shells or something like that. Here, the shellfish. These type of shellfish. So if you grind them up, you're gonna get this color or this color or this color. It depends on which one you grind up. So they had all these colors, which is the Phoenicians came up with this. So they got themselves very rich because in the ancient times, was highly valued. Yeah, here. In the ancient time, I didn't even type nothing. It popped up. Tyree and purple. See, but the the goddamn devils, they want to put themselves as the Phoenicians, which they are not. The Phoenicians are the sons of Ham, and they're trying to teach everybody that Ham is black, right? We the black people are Hamites. Yeah, the black people. But then they turn around and they make themselves the one. But anyway, it's all funny, man. It's all funny, you know. The die of kings. Anyway, y'all wasn't even ruling at that time like that. Not like that, you know. But anyway, yo, you know what I'm saying. So, born to be purple, the Tyranian purple, which is Tyre, the prince of Tyre, the Canaanite city. You see, with their little devil thing that they're doing, they could basically say Phoenician and you wouldn't really know what the hell is going on. But if they say Canaanite city of Tyre, then you would start thinking like, wait a minute, so that's a Hamite. So so the Hamites had traffic and they were millionaires, you could say. And nowadays you would call them millionaires. Probably billionaires, I don't know. They had gold and silver, so yeah, they would be considered billionaires. Anyway, so was purple more expensive than gold? Tyrian purple, the lost ancient pigment that was more valuable than gold. For millennia, Tyrian purple was the most valuable color on the planet. That's what it's here. That's what is here. That's the explanation. But nowadays, Esau is the modern day prince of Tyrus. So what is his money making scheme? Check this out. CIA. CIA involved in contra cocaine trafficking. So that was his way of doing it smart. Oh, smart. Anyway, that was his so-called smart trick into getting paid, because he brings the cocaine in and he lets the so-called Negroes do the work and the Latinos do the work, but he's the one that has the plane. And back in the days, in the time of Rick Ross, actually, I should say, the real freeway Ricky Ross. In his time, he said he brought the cocaine and he was selling it to the rich people in Hollywood. He was selling it to them. And then they found a way to make crack cocaine, because he said, like, I didn't know that was going to happen, because I was selling to rich white people. That's what he was doing, you know, the Tony Montana type. I'm not saying he's white, but I'm giving you an example of a fact. They wasn't smoking crack in the time of Tony Montana and stuff like that. They was sniffing coke, you know, they was sniffing it. And then later on, the more addictive form of it came, which is crack cocaine. Anyway, so yeah. Right. So going on to over here. Yeah, I already read that. I'm gonna put a link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Maybe I got the link here too. Yeah, I'll put this link too. Maybe you want to read about it or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna put that in the description box. So now you know what it's talking about when it mentions this. But like I said, the Bible is sometimes triple-fold, sometimes double, sometimes fourfold. It could be of the past, and it also could be of the present at the same time, and then it could also be of the future at the same time. All three in one, you know, and stuff like that, right? So yeah, so that this particular chapter is actually from the from the past, but it's present also. And yeah, so you could say future too, but it's going to be put to an end, because the Lord said so. I just read that in the book of Jeremiah 25, that there will come an end to it, that they will make money off of us. Yeah, but the CIA did that. Everybody, well, all the journalists knew it back then. That's why they did. If you watch this movie named 2014, you will see that Rick Ross was being portrayed here in this movie as some kind of guy that died right now. Also off of drugs. This guy. And he took a picture with Rick Ross also. when they was promoting this movie. This guy and this guy. You can look up that picture. Pardon. You can look up that picture. Hey, look at it. Here, Freeway Rick Ross. Freeway Rick Ross. And this movie is based on a true story of this guy, Gary Ridgway. Well, sorry, Gary Webb, not Ridgway. Gary Ridgway is a serial killer. I mean Gary Webb, this guy. How the CIA crack cocaine controversy destroyed journalist Gary Webb because he brought the story out, and then he died with 2 gunshot wounds to the head, and it was classified as a suicide. It was dubbed a suicide. And even his wife left him. That shows you that bitches ain't shit, man. You know, because he was too immersed in his job, and she was probably getting like, mocked. She was being mocked. Just watch the movie. Just watch the movie, man. But this shows you, like, even in the time of Job, that's why you should never put your trust in a female. You are the dumbest. But then again, I'll just read this. I'll just leave it at that, and then I'll go on, because I'll just read this, man, and then I'll leave it at that. The book of Sirach in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus 26:23, chapter 26, verse 23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly man is given to him. But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. That is not because that doesn't mean that Job was not a godly man, because he did get he got a woman at that time that was cool cat, but when it started to get hard, she flipped the script and she jumped ship. You know what I'm saying? She had her little lifeboat down there, so she was already preparing for that thing. Like, as soon as I get hard, I'm jumping overboard. And that's what it is, So I'm not saying every man gets a wicked woman. Sometimes you get a cool cat woman and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden shit happens, then she turned into a wicked woman most of the time. So a boorish man is better than a churlish woman. It doesn't go like that, but I'll find it. Here, a boorish man. No, it's not a boorish. It's not a boorish man. It's a churlish man. Churlish man. The word churlish means boorish. So I messed it up. A virtuous, or what was it? What is it? Woman. A churlish man is better than a virtuous woman, or something like that. Wait, sorry. Right here you have it. Now this is the book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 14. Better is the churlishness of a man than a courteous woman. A woman, I say, which bringeth shame and reproach. And through her you're gonna get that shame, because she's an attractor to it, of it. Always gossiping, telling your stories to the whole world. Now you gotta face the fact that you're with this demon. But Anyway, so when the fact of being rude and very unpleasant. So a very boorish man. Let me see here. It's boorish. There's another definition that would tell you that it's boorish, like a brute beast, like a brute boar, a boorish man. Anyway, so rude and very unpleasant. He is even better than a courteous woman. So what is courteous? Polite, respectful, and considerate in manner. Yeah, a churlish man is better than you, because this is all an act until shit hits the fan. But I have seen drug dealers, like real fucked up people. Yeah, they would help their friend if their friend was in a so-called jam, lost a house. Then they would say, "Hey man, I got a house and stuff like that. You stay up in there, and I'm gonna just go stay somewhere else, and I need somebody to, to watch out the house anyway." But or he just fix you up with something else. You know what I'm saying? But a female, man, I see females kick family members, best friends, boyfriends, whatever, out the house, but they wait until wintertime, then they kick you out. I have seen that. I've never seen a man done that, actually, but I've seen multiple females do that to family members, friends, boyfriends, all that type of stuff. I've seen it. Best so-called female friends kick out the house for what? Some gossip and shit, or she just don't like you, and she waits until it's cold, then kick you out. But anyway, let me go back into the scriptures, right? Joshua chapter 1 verse 11, and the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Baal, which is Satan. Baal is a heifer. Here you can find that. And our people often taught the book Tobit, and our people often worship that. Now it says here, Tobit 1 and 5. Now all the tribes which together revolted, and the house of my father Naphtali sacrificed. So all of them sacrificed unto the heifer Baal. What is a heifer? A cow. What a fatty was a cow, right? And then you have, of course, the golden. So sorry, Baal. Is okay. It's this. It's a golden calf. That's what it is. The golden calf. That's what they were worshiping. This is it. This, the golden calf. The heifer Baal. That's the golden calf. And nowadays you have it here. It's always associated with child sacrifice, so you know what the hell they're doing. And the Greeks also used to worship it, as you can see here. But anyway, until this day they worship it. I think they wanted to emulate the Israelites, if I'm correct, right there, because they do it here too. But anyway, let me see something. Now there you have the golden calf, and then you have Planned Parenthood. Molech is the same thing. Molech, Baal, it's all the same thing. Planned Parenthood, killing your kids and stuff like that. That's what they was doing. As soon as they get pregnant, they'd be like, kill the baby. And they are loving it nowadays, lovingly. And they're going to pay for it, by the way. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of showing. You have the Wall Street bull. Did you know that back in the days, I never saw this little girl? I'm dead serious. I never saw this little girl. Never. So I never talked about it. Until one day, I heard of a fearless girl. They call her the fearless little girl. See? The fearless girl of Wall Street. And then I clicked on it. And then I saw her standing like that. I'm like, that's not fearless. That's child sacrifice representation. That's literally a rebel. How the hell are you going to put a raging bull look like he's charging or dodging in order to charge, and then you're going to put a little girl in front of him? Yeah, that's not no damn fearless. That's stupid. That's child sacrifice. It's beyond stupid. But that's what they're showing you in this picture right here, subliminally, because that's exactly what they're doing, putting a child in front of a deity that is known to be a gobbler of children. Yeah. So verse 12. Oh yeah, let me already prepare this one. Psalms 106. Right, so it says here. Verse 12. Judges 1:12. And they forsook Yahweh, the power of their fathers. So they did that. They knew not the Lord, and they forsook the Lord, even making it worse at that, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked Yahweh to anger. And they forsook Yahweh, and served Baal and Ashtaroth. What is Ashtaroth, you might say? Well, Ashtaroth is, I think it's here then. No, then it is here. Yeah, Ashtaroth. So what is Ashtaroth? Ashtaroth is the female version cow, basically, that other people, they're all the same people sometimes, but other people started to. So, some people want to worship a female, just like how you have these females of Israel. They want to worship Deborah because she's a female. So that they didn't want to worship men. So then they, you know, they have a female. Then you could worship that. And then you have, of course, here the Queen of Heaven, Ashtaroth. And then you have it here again, which is what? Ishtar. And what is Ishtar? Ishtar is the Easter bunny, the idol of war and basically fornication. Because this is not normal sexual encounters and stuff like that. Love, sexuality, and thus fertility. And what does the egg represent? Fertility. Represent. Yeah, fuck off, man. Anyway, here, new life and new life, which goes into having sex. You see, pagan, because that's bullshit what they're trying to teach you there. Regeneration and all that type of stuff. Let me see. No, this is Easter means sex. Fertility god, yeah, pagan. Yeah, goddess. Here, eggs are believed to be a symbol of fertility and the rebirth of nature after the dead of winter. So that's what it means. That's what it goes to. They're trying to trick you with that Jesus bullshit. That's not the truth. They adopt many pagan traditions from the festival of Ishtar. Ishtar is the same thing. Ishtar is just a Roman type of a German type of way of saying Ishtar, and then they make her a Caucasus female because Ishtar is a black female. It's a Hamite. Actually, it's a dark-skinned Hamite female. That's what it was. It's a Babylonian thing. And they had like they had you know, Baal was there, Nimrod was there. You know, amongst the Shemites that were there, Baal was Nimrod was there. Which is Baal? They worship him as the cow. They worship him as a lot of things, man. You know, they got little pretty pictures like this, making you think like, oh, so deity. Yeah, that's a representation of Ishtar, but they make it look pretty nowadays, you know. And then people look toward that, like, oh, that looks innocent. Yeah, keep on following it, see what happens to you. You see, this is Ishtar with the little eggs and stuff like that. It's the same thing, but they spelled it different here, just like how they spell things different in the Bible. That's what a caucus does in order for you to be confused, so you don't know what the hell's going on. Like, no, that's not it. That's spelled different, right? Yeah, it's the same thing. A bunch of nature worshippers and stuff like that, sexual worshippers and stuff like that. Because bunnies fuck a lot. They make a lot of children. Pa, 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 pa. And the eggs represent that same thing too, but the birth of children. So saying that a bunny has that bird egg is the same thing as saying Ishtar here with her bird thing, you know, oh, sorry, with her bird legs and all that type of stuff, and the birds here, the owls. And what would well, she look like a bird, right? What do you think that she would then give birth to? Eggs, because they fuck a lot. Okay, so enough of this. Pardon, enough of this. And you also had Ashtaroth riding up on a beast, but then sometimes they put a man, and sometimes they put a female, as you can see here. You know, they put a female here. Click on it. It don't work. Huh? Okay, cool. Anyway, I hope you could see it. It's a female on a beast, on a dragon type of beast. I think this is a female also. I'm not sure. Can't see it really that good. Anyway, so that's what they're worshiping. So the Israelites worship that also until this day. You know, the Israelites have that Easter bunny thing, you know, and which is Ishtar, which is Ashtaroth. It's the same thing. Verse 14. And the anger of Yahweh was hot. And do you know what you do when you serve these things? Do you know? It's not just serving them and bowing down to them. No, you got to do things. Just like how you have the Heavenly Father. You can't just worship the Heavenly Father. You have to do things. Shouldn't be lining up. You shouldn't be eating pork and all those type of abominations and stuff like that. Don't be a sodomite. Don't be stealing another man's wife, even if she throws herself into your lap. Literally, where her butt cheeks come sit on you. You know what I'm saying? You push her off of you, or you jump back real quick. Yeah, right? Can't do certain things. Well, with them, you need to do certain things too. That's why in Hollywood they have three types of sacrifices. Or you turn into a sodomite, or you have sex with animals and stuff like that, or you blood sacrifice. Yeah, which one? You have three doors. The one is normal, the other one is pervert, fornication, filthy type thing, and the other one is blood sacrifice. Fornication is all type of manners of sexual activities, whether it be with animals, whether it be drinking goat sperm or something like that, you know. Spirit cooking, for example. Here, spirit cooking. And what do you see that they do? They, let me see, they eat the grams and sperm and all that type of stuff. Yeah, here, with a sharp knife, cut deeply into the middle finger of your left hand and eat the pain. It's also blood drinking, all that there type of stuff. And then here, I think you have it. Saliva of your lover mixed with morning dew collected from eucalyptus leaves. Okay, cutting the pain, I read about that. Let me see something. Spirit cooking. Mix fresh breast milk with fresh sperm milk. Drink on earthquake days. Yeah, that's spirit cooking. That's what they do. Drinking sperm and all that type of crazy stuff. Your homeboy, Gay Z, is up in there. And also, of course, cannibalism. Now, this is an actual real female, like a real person, but this person was paid to sit or lie actually in some gooey stuff, and basically, and then they were eating off of her body, and that represents, of course, cannibalism. You have Christina. I don't know what her name is. No doubt. Band female. What's her name? Gwen Stefani. Okay, Gwen Stefani. Human cake. She was eating that human cake. Yeah, here. Come on, man. Tell me that didn't look disgusting. Are you mad, man? And then they have beef parties like this where you have an actual real person laying there, and then people are eating while looking at that naked body, which represents you eating a dead person. Here you got another beast, caucus female. She is cutting into this cake that is shaped like a person, and then when you eat the cake, it's symbolically, like in front of the people, in front of the cameras, it's symbolic, symbolically, that that you're eating dead flesh, like human flesh. But behind the scenes, they actually do this where they eat real people. You had another human, like a real person's head, and then they eat the meat. The meal. And then this is a representation of basically eating in front of a head. Why would you eat in front of a head? As like, well, it symbolizes a severed head. Come on, man. Yeah, what the fuck is this, man? You at the table, and then somebody just get paid to poke their fucking head. To poke their head out of a hole that was purposely put there, and just the person is just staring in front of it, like in front of the person, and you're here sitting eating with a bunch of rich people, like that dude that I just showed. Where is his face? Oh, here. Like this guy, and many other people in that little screwed up world. You got your little favorite female over here too, doofus. A doofus over there, right? So, and they forsook the Lord and served Baal and Ashtaroth. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about. You have to understand, the heathen nation, they were doing these things, but as soon as our people did it, he sold us into slavery. It's kind of funny. That shows you how much he actually loves us, because he doesn't want us to do these things, then he will punish you. He didn't punish them like that. He's going to punish them at the end of the times, because they're going to be perpetual slaves unto us, perpetual servants unto us. We have been servants here and there and here multiple times, hundreds of times, thousands of times throughout the thousands of years. Yeah, the good basically have been losing the war for, you could say, 6,000 years. Since the earth was created, the good guys always was losing the war. But in the spirit, they always won, because the Lord has a special blessing for them. Now, in order for us to get that blessing, you got to go through some suffering, because you can't just go up in there and just get the blessing and never felt the day of pain. You can't. In your soul, your body might not remember it, but your soul has suffered, because that soul comes over and over and over again in the washing of regeneration in another body continually. And then once that time comes, then it's going to stop, and then the Lord is going to bless. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what he had prepared for his children. Then he's going to bless his children with the ultimate form of authority over all nations in existence. Yeah, that's what we're going to get. So that's why all the suffering is nothing to be compared with the beauty that we're going to get. What was it again? What was it again? No, it was Romans. It was Romans. Yeah, it was Romans, I think. The sufferings of the present, present time is not to be compared. Yeah, it was Romans. Romans 8:18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. So the sufferings that we're going through right now is nothing compared to the glory that the Lord is going to reveal in us, which is immortality, which is to be able to fly, to be able to have superpowers, to be able to have spiritual powers with your mind and your spirit, and of course superpowers with your physical body. We're going to get all that there. The most feeble of us is going to be like David, and David was able to kill thousands of men, 10,000 even, but he was with his men, but still he could really hurt you, you know, physically. He could leap over tall walls, just like Superman back in the days. It says that Superman, well, he wasn't able to fly. It says that he would leap over he's able to leap over tall buildings, and then he would jump over the things. He was able to. Superman couldn't fly. He doesn't lead no more. But back in the days, he actually did that. Yeah, because the cartoon said that. Yeah, here. It showed he couldn't fly. The thing that the Hulk does now, the Hulk jumps. He jumps from place. That was actually Superman's power. He was jumping. You know, he's able to leap over tall buildings. Yeah, this is what he was able to do. Here, boom. And then later on, he started to get the power where he could just fly through it and all that type of stuff. But he couldn't do that back in the days. If you look it up, you're gonna see the first. Let me see. Superman 1960 or something. 1966 intro cartoon. Yeah, I think it was this one. That's King David, because King David, well, he got that from King David, because King David was able to leap over tall buildings. Yeah, I think it's here. At a single bound. Yeah, here. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. He wasn't flying. Look up in the sky as a bird, as a plane, a Superman. He wasn't flying back in the days, and especially not in the cartoon. He could jump really high, but he wasn't. He didn't fly. Well, maybe he flies in this intro, but I do know, like I said, if you look it up, if you look up the history, Superman was not able to fly. He wasn't. He did not fly in 1938, while I looked at the 1966 one. But it says he was literally leaping tall buildings in a single bound. That was it. And King David over a wall. And you have to understand what type of walls those were. Those were fenced walls. Fenced walls of cities in the Bible. Then you had this. You had these type of walls. Yeah, King David would jump it. Boop. Because you're not getting in there. You need a ladder. King David would jump it, open up the gate, and bust your ass while going toward the gate. Bust your ass. Right? And that's the type of power that we're going to get. Psalms chapter 18, verse 29. 29. For by thee I have run to a troop. Yeah, you can catch them. What the fuck? Sorry. You can catch that here, which is an vampire. I like this movie actually. I don't like the blood drinking part, but I remember that it was the vampire movie that was, I think it's Dracula. Yeah, Dracula Untold. Dracula Untold. Hif versus Troop. This is our power. Yeah, this is what we will be able to do. He came and he fought against a whole group of people. Okay, can't see it? No, it's not so. But he only had that power for 3 days because, you know, it's a movie, so they gotta put their little stupid stuff up in there. We're gonna have this power infinitely, perpetually, and we're not gonna be using no damn blood drinking nonsense and stuff like that. But when he came on, wait, let me show you the trailer, and then I'll go back to the scripture. Sorry, I didn't want to drag, but you know, if you watched me already, you should know. So sorry about that if I'm wasting your time. Don't want to do that. Want to just explain stuff, Lord willing, of course. Do I see it here?
Doesn't need another hero. Sometimes what it needs.
He ran to a whole troop, man. Shit, sorry, not that one. He ran to the whole troop. He beat the stuffings out of him, and you could watch this movie if you have the time. I liked it. I like the power. I don't like the blood drinking nonsense. I just like the power. Go into this whole troop. That's what I would want. And yeah, so King David did that. And I'll put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. And if you want to see the movie, I think it's on Netflix. I'm not sure. It's already 10 years old, by the way. Still, I like it. I think I bought it somewhere on DVD or Blu-ray. Anyway, and by my power have I leaped over a wall. So he jumped over a whole wall to do what? To open up the gate. So that the rest can come in and do what? Play PlayStation with you? You know, do a drunken man dance? Yeah, butcher you. So it says here, and he sold them into the Judges chapter 1 verse 14, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. The only reason that we were able to fight our enemies is because the Lord was with us. Then it's like me hitting you with the force of the Lord. Yeah, that's gonna hurt you. It's like Samson. The spirit of the Lord came mightily upon Samson, and then he will beat you up because he's fighting with the spirit of the Lord on him. You're not gonna win. So the Lord took that off of us, and then we started to get beaten up. And you have to understand, these people had Satan, because this is their god. Baal and Ashtaroth, that's their god. So they had that power. That's why you can't fight Esau right now, because he has Satan. He has the prince of the air of this world. You can't fight against him. You shouldn't try neither. I mean, not on an individual tip when you're defending yourself. That's something else. But I mean, like, as a so-called group of a Black Panther type thing or militia type thing, and you finna go against Esau, yeah, you're not gonna make it. He has the blessing of the Heavenly Father, and his blessing is the gun, the weapon. It actually says the sword, but the modern day sword is the gun. He has more weapons than guns, man. He has like sound wave beams and stuff like that, man. Anyway, 15. Whithersoever they went out at war, the hand of the Lord was against them for evil. So every time they went out to go fight for like to defend themselves, the Lord was against them, so they lost. As Yahweh had said, and as the Lord had sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed. They was like panicking because all the time they were winning, so they thought it was of their own. They really thought like, it's me, man. I'm the toughest, roughest he-man motherfuckers on the planet of we are. I mean, I should say. But they wasn't, because they got their ass smoked. And let me get a few precepts on that tip too, which is here. No, let me go here. Which is Genesis. No, I don't need that. Yeah, here. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 15. And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. So they was the first one to get cast out later on, of course, because this is the book of Jeremiah. Later on, starting in the book of First Kings, actually. No. First Kings is a story, actually. But yeah, around this time, Ephraim started to worship other gods. And then the Most High kicked them out. And then Judah kept on with the Lord. And then later on, he kicked them out too, because they started to worship other gods too. So, therefore, pray not for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me for them, because intercession means the act. So the action of intervening on behalf of another. Yeah. Don't talk for them. Screw them. To me, for I will not hear thee. Seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough. They make not animal sacrifice. They made the dough sacrifice, like bread and stuff like that, to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven. And who's that? That's Ashtar, Ashtaroth. That's the Queen of Heaven. So now you kind of know. I hope you know why I'm hammering a lot on the flying reindeers and bunnies that lay eggs, because both of them are actually jabs and shots, not just jabs, man. True punch, full-blown punches at the Lord. But the Lord is not mocked. So, he don't need me to fight for him, but I just do it to mock them. That's actually my original point. So, of course, when you read the scriptures, you're going to start to find out like, no, I'm actually doing a better job than I thought I did, concerning mentioning it the whole time so that it's in your mind. Because like I said, the people are waking up. Look, sometimes I read a chapter and things just fly over my head, man. And then maybe 2 weeks later or a few days later, I read it again. And then I'm like, huh? I didn't notice this. See? Because when something is done repetitively, you're going to start remembering it better. So if I keep on telling you about the flying reindeers and bunnies that lay eggs, you're gonna start realize how stupid that is, that you followed it when you were younger, and that your parents taught you that. Our Jake parents taught us that nonsense. That shows you their mind. How dumb they are. Because they don't even consider. Isaiah chapter 1 shows you that my people do not even consider. They don't even think about it. They just follow after Esau's garbage. Nonsense. But if you research the scripture and the Lord opens your mind, you can research the scripture all you want. The point is, if the Lord opens your mind, that's the point. Then you will see how silly these things are. You'll be looking at it like, wow, I didn't know that. That's kind of stupid. You have these Jakes, for example, in the world. They're trying to get that status of money and all that, like I'm a real nigga, all that type of stuff. Like, I kill niggas, I kill. And then mocking dead people when they murdered, You don't see that somebody's gonna do that to you. You're going to die. What do you think is going? You in the same neighborhood as those people that you keep on murdering. Somebody's going to get you eventually. Why do you do this? Yeah, he's not seeing it. He's not seeing. He's literally not seeing. It flies over his head. He's not seeing it. You can't talk to him. He's not gonna see it unless the Lord open his mind. And the Lord is blocking you. He's blinding you, man. I will give them eyes that they will not see, that they can see but they shall not perceive. Sorry, so they can't see. They can see it, but they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna understand it. So yeah. Anyway, the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, because we always did drink offerings unto the Lord. But nowadays, what do we do? Or well, not we. I'm not doing that. But what do our people do? They pour out drink offerings for the dead. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to do it for the living power Yahweh who never dies. He's not the king of death. He's not the God of death. He's the God of the living. You know? He will kill you. Don't get it twisted. And there is no other God. So, but anyway, that they may provoke me to anger. So basically, you can read the rest if you have the time. I don't want to read everything. I did want to do it, but I'm looking at the time, so I'm thinking like, nah, this was good enough. You know, I'll do this in another video when I read the book of Jeremiah 7 myself, Lord willing, the whole chapter. So then I'll go into this a little bit further. And Deuteronomy 7:2, and when Yahweh thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. But this is not what we did. We did show mercy unto them, and therefore the Lord made sure that we died for it. Yeah? Because we started to follow after their gods instead of doing this. Deuteronomy 12:3, and ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves, which is this is gross. This thing, gross. It's woods. And what were they doing in the groves? They was doing things like this, having worshiping things there, you know, putting statues and all that type of stuff in order to worship and stuff like that. See? Sacred groves. Yeah, there's nothing sacred about that. But they do satanic things, and they do rituals there. And believe me, these things work. Yeah, these things work, boy. Don't go doing this shit. Don't. If you see this in the forest somewhere, get the fuck out of there. We're not scared, you know what I'm saying, but just get out of there, man. You're not supposed to be there. Just get away from people like that, man. I wouldn't advise you to go and burn it, even though the Lord would actually love it. But stay out of their way, and the Lord is going to deal with them, man. He's allowing them now to do their little crapaloni. That's why you have the Bohemian groves. And a lot of people would not understand what is the Bohemian groves. Like, why is it named the Bohemian groves? A lot of people don't even know what the word groves means. And they're English. Like, they speak English. I mean, I'm talking about America. They speak English, but a lot of people don't even know what the word grove means. It means forest. So, but it has an extra meaning toward it when it says groves. It's talking about a place of worship. That's the Bohemian. Well, that's the groves, actually. But the Bohemian groves is basically a place of worship where you have all these people that be worshiping owls. Ashtaroth, you can see. Ashtaroth was the female version of Baal, sacrifice cow. Here, she was a female cow, also depicted also as a cow, but she was also depicted with an owl. Yeah, as I showed the picture before, with two owls on the left and her right, standing on two lions crouched down, which represents power. A lot of people associate lions with power because that is what it is. It is power. If a lion smack you, did you know it could break your neck? If a lion had logic, not instinct, logic, he would be one of the most deadliest creatures on the current planet right now, on the planet currently right now. But if a rhino had logic, you boy, as a rhino is far stronger than a lion. But still, the lion is the king, you know. So, hey, King David, I mean, he almost died when he fought the brothers of Goliath, right? But he's still the king of Israel. But he was old at that time, so yeah. So, I'll give Goliath a pass. But that shows you how Goliath, his brother, sorry. But that shows you how powerful these Hamites were with their Satan. They had power, boy. They had that. Here you can see again the owl in the face, Ishtar again, and Molech. It's all the same thing, man. They just create different variations of the same thing, which is all Satan. Yeah. Here you have the owl again, and this is the same thing that the Drake, that Sissy, this 666 god, he calls himself that, or the six god, whatever. That's what he calls himself. And basically, he has the owl on him also. So you should actually really know what kind of symbolic things he's flashing towards you when he's doing his little thing. And here you have the faces of the owls again, as it's depicted in this tree that they. I think this is Photoshop, but yeah, it represents the owl. But anyway, going on. So, and burn their groves with fire, and ye shall hew down their graven images and their gods. That graven images, what I just showed you in the forest. This thing. Yeah. That's a graven image. It's graven. And, yeah. Right, so. Well, you can look that up for yourself. I wanted to type Bohemian again, but I'll leave it at that. Right, and destroy the names of them out of that place. So don't even call those names, don't even mention those names, you know, because they're devils. But anyway, let me make a new, no, a part 2 to this, right?